Salam sehat Sobat dari Bali, bersama saya jumpa lagi Tirka Widanti dalam program Chit East Meets West, sebuah bincang santai menghadirkan teman-teman dari mancanegara yang sedang berkunjung ke Bali. Nah, langsung saja kita sapa beliau. Beliau adalah Bapak Jorg Stamm, seorang yang sangat ahli dalam dunia perbambuan, di mana kita tahu sekarang di Bali banyak sekali bangunan-bangunan yang indah-indah, bangunan yang cantik, stylenya itu menggunakan material dari bambu. Halo, Pak Jorg.
Halo Ika.
Apa kabar?
Ya, baik-baik.
Baik-baik ya. Bisa bahasa Indonesia?
Ya, sedikit.
Sedikit.
Ya, ada banyak tahun.
Banyak tahun. Well, yeah, actually, how is life with you, Pak Jorg?
Well, I'm alive after 2 or 3 years of COVID confusion. I'm back in Bali now. I wasn't here 3 years, and I see a lot of things have been developing. Even there was a total shutdown, but you were maintaining the country nicely, and I hope not too many people got sick, and I hope not too many people lost their jobs due to these rather crazy COVID restrictions. I think many jobs went down, and now there's no tourism in Bali, or very little. And people are just receiving again the foreigners, and are just receiving again their old hospitality business. And I think it must have been difficult for you and for all the people here to first to be used to so much tourism, and then all of a sudden nothing. I imagine, but the rest of the world had the same situation.
I see. Yeah, I see. I guess so. Yeah, yeah. But I'm glad to hear that you are back here in Bali. Actually, our first met, if I'm not mistaken, we were in Stamm meeting in 2005 or 2006, like that.
Yeah, it was just after the tsunami in Aceh that I came down here to Bali because I had a friend, Linda Garland, Ibu Linda. She was
the late Ibu Linda Garland.
She was very renowned for bringing Balinese bamboo design into the world. So she was like a bamboo ambassador, and she brought a lot of out of a lot of respect to the Balinese culture. She also brought the Rolling Stones here, and she had a lot of partying going on, but also she was as an ambassador bringing Balinese culture out to the West. And when I had the chance to come to Indonesia, I just wanted to visit her, and then all of a sudden I meet you and John Hardy
Somewhere.
and 20 other architects that were all invited.
17 years, it was 17 years ago. So
Imagine that. Huh?
imagine that, but you are still like this?
Oh, thank you very much. So are you. Sama-sama.
Getting older anyway. Hey, Pak Jorg. So, I would like to have a clarification with you. I have something here that saying you are a German craftsman, yeah? You are German craftsman.
Tukang kayu.
Tukang kayu katanya, sobat dari Bali. Beliau adalah tukang kayu dulu. Anyway, so it is coming from a traditional German carpentry and wood technology background. You follow the traditional way of German carpenters and travel 3 years to study different branches of trade. Okay. Then, during the winters, you escape the tropics and discovered giant bamboo as being the ideal substitute for timber. This is very, very, underline bamboo as being the ideal substitute for timber. And living now for 30 years in Colombia, you became expert not only in the local style of using guadua angustifolia bamboo, but also mixing your European skills and know-how. What does it mean to you?
Well, I come from a European background. My skills are European, but then I go into South America and I see that the indigenous people having a lot of skills how to work with bamboo. And then I learned some techniques in Colombia, like how to make 2 or 3 story houses, and they do pretty much the same techniques like they do in Bali,
Yeah.
but it is on the popular level. And then after some years I come to Bali and I see the extraordinary skills of Bali Tukans, of Bali carpenters. Because Bali carpenters, they are just a little bit more refined than anybody else of the world, because they are the king's craftsmen. They have this pride of making everything perfect. And that special quality, the love to the detail, that special quality is very unique in the world. So I came here to learn about Balinese bamboo construction. And when I met John Hardy and when I met you, you invited me to look after your factory and do something. And then obviously we are all a mix of cultures. After a while you mix up, and we try to introduce good stuff from other sides, but we also take good stuff from here to other sides. So it is
mix.
It is giving and
mixed knowledge,
receiving. It is developing new ideas. Like the Balinese style is very squared. Basically, Balinese traditional architecture is very like a box. You put in the midst of nature, which is very organic, you put a squared building. And that is like controlling nature. Like it gives like the ghosts, they're always in the box.
Do you mean that we cannot control the nature, or?
I think a temple is a little bit the intent to control the spirits. Basically, on Kalingan in what is it called? Your festival that is coming up. Galungan.
We use the penjor, made of bamboo.
Yeah,
like
but you also release the spirits for a few days and then you catch them and put them in a box, and the box is in a square temple, so it is a symbol of controlling.
You learn a lot about our culture.
Well,
actually.
our friend John Hardy showed a lot of, he always brought us to learn about Balinese culture and learn profoundly about Balinese culture. But it is also like
So
reading.
you did not learn from me. I'm Balinese.
Well, maybe I learned some things from you, like the politeness of treating people.
Terima
You
kasih.
always, when I
Thank
came
you.
to your office, you always invited me for a tea, and I think it is very polite having you as the president of the Jayasan, and you are really, Balinese culture is not only temples, it's also giving from your heart. I think it's very unique that Ibu Kadek, for example, she invited us to go to the temple, so me and my wife, we went into the temple ceremonies, and it is not very common that you come to a culture and people invite you to their holiest
Culture.
part of the culture. That is very nice.
Yeah.
And I think many Westerners feel that there is something special about the hospitality,
Yeah.
because it comes from your heart. It's not only business.
Yes. So that's why Bali is the tourism destination, because of its truly hospitality from their heart.
Yeah. And
You
it is
agree with
also
that,
maintaining a lot. Like when I came here first in 2005, I saw Bali very similar to now, only that there is much more city life now. There are much more motorbikes and much more paved roads. But the heart, the essential Balinese feeling, the hospitality, but also the dedication to the spirits, the cleaning up of the compound, the burning of the waste, and like the the perfection in craftsmanship, it is still the same. So
Yeah, because it's we call it the value. Yeah, the values of them.
yeah, so you are maintaining the values, although you could be considered like a leftover from the Stone Age. You're not only picking the stones very nicely, but you also give still continuity to those old values, which I like very much.
Yeah. Okay, so then we go to the next question. You can see now that many bamboo buildings in Bali, okay, and have been made by bamboo material as well. And surprisingly, the styles and the models are very cute, very beautiful. How do you see this?
Well, I learned a lot, as I told you. I come here and I see a lot. It's not only technique, it's also expression. And one very specific influence came from the jewelry design, where you were heading the company.
Where I was born.
Then the jewelry design has these nice curves and that beauty, and bringing that beauty into bamboo was maybe not so easy. It is very different material, and I liked to learn that language, and it became like, normally as a German I'm pretty squared and strong and quad.
Yeah, very.
But now
square.
I'm much more going for aesthetic, for expression, like the Balinese dancer that you had yesterday at the G20 meeting. No?
Oh!
Every little finger has its meaning and
saw
its expression, and the heads go like this, and there is a lot of detailed domination of every little detail is expression, and we don't understand, but we can feel it. Even if we are Westerners, we don't really know what's going on the dimension of your culture, but we can feel that there is a lot to learn.
Okay. So, beside for building, how can bamboo be a part of our life, according to your opinion?
Well, I choose bamboo to be a replacement of tropical timber.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
it was
care
very
if it
clear.
is like subtropical timber is pine wood or eucalyptus is fast growing timber, that's okay. But if you have a tree that needs 400 years to become beautiful and strong wood,
Yes.
and if you compare to bamboo that needs 4 years, yeah, so I think in the use of bamboo as a substitute for tropical timber, you basically you can have 100 people more having the same benefit, because from 4 years to 400 years you still have that amount of people. We are so many more people nowadays. Bali is full of people, the world is full of people. We need resources, and we don't have time to wait 400 years until all these trees grow up. We have to use sustainably harvested timber, or we have to use like bamboo, which is a grass that grows very fast and that can help us to come up with the needs.
And all bamboos, let's say bamboo tree, can be used. So
Yeah, some are just for furniture, some are used for houses, some are used for walls, some are used for flooring. But like this house probably is 5 years old, yeah, and it will stand another 20 years. But then maybe there will be a completely different thing going up here, because if you see, for example, a cement building is a cement building for 100 years, but it also needs, you have to get a loan from the bank, you have to work 50 years to pay a cement building for 100 years. But maybe you're not living 100 years, you're only living 25 years.
oh, sorry to yeah.
So you have to think, what can I do? Like, I'm only having 25 years more to go. I will go for a bamboo building.
Yes. I think so that is the concept, yeah, our concept too. Well, apart from Indonesia, tell me more, in what countries you have made bamboo buildings?
All over the tropical belt. So I have
Such
been
as?
in the Pacific Islands like Tahiti and Vanuatu and Ambon and Aceh and Lombok and Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam, Philippines. I've been
Japan? No?
not yet.
Not yet?
Not yet.
India? Not
Yeah, India and Madagascar and Kenya and Africa and many parts in South America and Central America. I think I've traveled, maybe 30, 40 countries. But I think there are still many countries out there. But the funny part is the tropics are the same everywhere, just the people are different.
Well, you are identic, we call it in Bahasa Indonesia, identic with the bamboo. If we see you, and it is automatically, oh, Mr. Bamboo. So, bamboo specialist. Are you okay with that? Because every invitations from all over the world, now they ask you to talk about bamboo. They ask you your opinion about how to build bamboo building. So like that.
But I think there are many Indonesian specialists also. Like, for example, remember Pak Kantor, the temple builder from
Ubud area.
Yeah. So I learned so much from him, but he doesn't speak English. So he has a limited transmission. He cannot go to Philippines and he cannot go to, I don't know, Cambodia. Yeah, he can work inside Indonesia. But as I speak a little bit English, I speak a little bit Spanish, I speak a little bit Portuguese.
And Bahasa Indonesia
and
too.
sedikit.
Coming soon. Well, so means that besides of skills, bamboo skills, that we also need the language. Yeah, I need a little bit. I speak a little bit English, so we can talk now on our chit chat. So we can, we hope that we can transfer our knowledge, transfer your knowledge, and
yeah, but
we can
also
inform
listening.
What you have been doing about the bamboo
Yeah, but
buildings.
we
like
also have to listen not only to people who speak a different language, but we also have to listen to people who think totally different.
Yeah.
For example, engineers.
Engineers.
They are such a strange breed. They only talk numbers and they only talk about, like, they never talk about kilogram, they talk about kilopond or megapascal. It's a completely different language, and it's important to listen to them, because if we have engineers that I can understand, I can transfer this important stuff to the workers. Like when we did here the bamboo arc, it was very important because it's such a big building, 20 meters high.
Giant
yeah.
building.
The forces are so big, you cannot go anymore by tradition. You have to involve engineers.
Engineering, and also it's technique. Yeah, it's a special technique. Like
Yeah.
that. So it is very interesting if we talk about these bamboo styles and also bamboo's beauty. Maybe this is last question for you, and then I will relieve you, and because I heard that you are going to somewhere very soon. Anyway, how can Bali maintain its beauty? This is maybe a last question to you, according to your opinion.
Well, I will go to Sumatra next week and work with the orangutans, because my heart is also for nature conservation, and the orangutan in North Sumatra, they are also very important. So we are rescuing, and there's also some bamboo buildings involved. I have made a bamboo bridge, and I'm training the staff there. And then I come back to Bali in 2 weeks to make another workshop here with Orrin Hardy, the son of John Hardy. He makes these bamboo university trainings, and I think it's very important to continue with the legacy of his father, and also continue with the with the charm of bamboo green school. Everybody in the world knows about the building of the bamboo ark and the green school, and it is good that there is an essence, and Orin has been born here, so he grew up with the Balinese stuff. He is not a Balinese, but yes, he knows very much about Balinese charm and the softness of treating people, politeness. So he is a good ambassador too.
You too.
And I think also that Balinese beauty, like you and others, they have to maintain the love for what they are doing, the love for their own history. You have to give this to the future generation, so you're not getting lost in between motorbikes and television and computers and all that new stuff. The essence of the culture is what goes through the centuries. So I like to be welcomed here. I feel always very heartfully welcomed by you and everybody else.
Thank you.
And I think that is very special, and you have to maintain that little. Everything else is just superficial, like the beach hosts the surfing and the mountain climbing and the zip lines. All that is lateral, is not important. The essence is the culture around the temples.
Okay, so thank you. And once again, Pak Jorg, thank you for making this happen. And thank you for your time. And we look forward to welcoming you back here in Bali very soon. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ibu Yeka. Dah. Thank you.
Baik, terima kasih Sobat dari Bali. Demikian tadi bincang santai saya, chit chat saya dengan Bapak Jorg Stamm dari Jerman. Beliau adalah warga negara Jerman, dan beliau adalah seorang ahli dalam bangunan bambu. Jadi tidak jarang teman-teman beliau memanggilnya Mr. Bambu. Sampai jumpa dengan cicet saya berikutnya.
Sampai jumpa.
Sampai jumpa.